वेलकम टू सीकर नेटवर्क। आज के हमारे गेस्ट अपने आप में एक इंस्पिरेशन है, जिन्होंने 20 साल कॉर्पोरेट जॉब करने के बाद खुद की स्पोर्ट्स एकेडमी चलाई। प्रेजेंटिंग टू यू कुणाल डेरे। Hello and welcome to Seeker Network, a podcast where we host guests who got their jobs on skills, not degrees. And today we have Mr. Kunal Dere. Hello sir, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing good, thank you.
So कैसा रहा यहाँ तक? सब all good?
All good sir, all good, all
ट्रैफिक और बारिश में ज़्यादा परेशान तो नहीं किया आपको?
good. आज होपफुली ट्रैफिक इतना कम था.
हाँ, आज संडे होने के बाद भी कम था.
बारिश भी कम थी, so hopefully I came on time.
थैंक यू सो मच सर हमारे पॉडकास्ट पे आने के
Thank
लिए,
you
और
so
वो भी
much.
इतनी दूर से.
Thank you, thank you.
सो मैं आपसे पूछना चाहता हूँ, क्या अपना एक थोड़ा सा ब्रीफ इंट्रो आप दे सकते हैं हमारी ऑडियंस को?
Sure, sure. So I am basically a table tennis trainer as a profession, and I also a founder of Kunal Dere Sports Academy. So in South Mumbai, मेरा पूरा training industry चलता है sports का. I've got two centers. One is at Shivaji Park and one is at Cherney Road. And so I basically belong to a corporate world. I've worked for 20 years in corporate company. And during the pandemic, during the COVID-19 pandemic, it was like a setback for me. So wo time pe, I kind of thought of moving from the corporate world to, getting into the business. And that's how it all started. So right now I am doing my training of table tennis. Apart from that, also, I've got other sports like football, badminton, table tennis. We also do yoga, Zumba. I belong to a trainers federation, and so I've got a team of trainers of 25 trainers, and till now I've trained more than, our team has trained more than 1,000 students till now. Yeah.
सो अर्ली स्टेजेस क्या थे आपके चाइल्डहुड के? कैसे आपने स्पोर्ट्स के प्रति मतलब अपना डेवलप किया इंटरेस्ट?
So very good question. So वो time पे as being a middle class boy, my father wanted me to get into some kind of a sports. Okay.
मोस्टली इंडियन फादर्स तो क्रिकेट ही बोलते हैं कि खेलो जाके.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. तो वो तो हम लोग गली क्रिकेट तो खेलते ही थे.
और उसमें मजा भी बहुत आता है.
बहुत मजा आता है.
बहुत मजा आता है मुझे.
So I have played gully cricket, however, and my father wanted me to get into some serious sports, So that point of time, I'm talking about 35 years back. Okay. I joined YMCA. YMCA is a club in South Mumbai at Grant Road. So there I started playing casual table tennis and all, and that's how the interest started. I started playing table tennis as a sport, and in that point of time, I played for district level. I played for state level, and however, taking sport as a career was never been a thought, because in India, sport was not so recognized. Even now, not much.
Yeah. No.
Apart from cricket and football.
Football is growing.
Football is growing. Correct.
बहुत सारे लोग फुटबॉल देखते हैं.
Correct. So वही thought था, in that point of time, taking sport as a career was never been a thought to be. However, so I started working in a very young age, since, as I said, I was from a middle class family, started helping my father, and took, then during weekends I used to play, for fitness, and corporates where I started working as a sales executive. When I left the company, I was the operation manager. So after 20 years of my career in operations, I thought of, during the pandemic, as I said, I got a setback, and I thought, let's move on to sports as a passion. So I started training as a table tennis trainer. Started with table tennis. Now I've got a good big team of trainers with me. So I'm doing all the sports again. Yeah.
Like cricket, football, you are
like cricket, football. So I basically kind of, as I said, I'm from a trainers federation. So if you want a football trainer, I'll kind of help you with the football trainer.
Yeah.
अगर आपको क्रिकेट ट्रेनर चाहिए तो आई गिव यू क्रिकेट ट्रेनर, आई गिव यू स्विमिंग ट्रेनर, आई गिव यू स्विमिंग ट्रेनर.
तो पर्सनल ट्रेनर्स आप अलॉट करते हैं?
पर्सनल ट्रेनर्स मैं अलॉट करता
एंड
हूँ.
आपका एकेडमी किधर है?
और आई हैव गॉट एन एकेडमी एट शिवाजी पार्क एंड एट चनी रोड. सो वहाँ पे मेरा टेबल टेनिस का ट्रेनिंग चलता है, वे आई पर्सनली ट्रेन.
अच्छा, you personally
Yeah, I personally train also, and my job is getting I'm doing more of client acquisition. Client acquisition as in like I get more clients for my trainers. अभी 25 trainers है तो उनको I have to get business so that they can be under my umbrella. So I try of getting more business for the company, getting more revenue for the company, and generate more revenue. That's what my job is right now, and my trainers do all the training work. Yeah.
So what was that point in your life when you seriously questioned if sports would ever be in your life again? Like आपका setback आया, उसके बाद आपने कब सोचा कि अब sports मेरे को वापस लेना है as a career?
वो टाइम पे आई डिडंट हैड एनी ऑप्शन ऑनेस्टली. सो जब 20 इयर्स का जब मेरा कॉर्पोरेट बैकग्राउंड था, कॉर्पोरेट में काम किया मैंने, मेरे पास और दूसरा कोई स्किल्स था नहीं. I never had a background of a business also.
Yeah.
So the only thought what I had is that maybe I can start with table tennis training because I was a table tennis player, a state level player, correct? So I started from a scratch, as a trainer. That point of time it was a big decision for my family because I'm married, I've got a daughter. That point of time my wife helped me out. One fine day I sat with my wife and I spoke to her that I want to do a business. So obviously she was surprised. She was surprised. However, she gave me a confidence and I thought let's take it as a challenge for me. So financially she helped me out. Financially she was looking after the family. And I was kind of, after 20 years, I was starting my career again, career in sports. And that's how it started, It's just because my wife gave me a good push, she gave me a good confidence, and that's how I take it ahead.
तो कुछ सेल्फ डाउट आया था आपको शुरू करने से पहले कि मैं कर पाऊंगा कि नहीं?
सेल्फ डाउट डेफिनेटली आया था क्योंकि training industry still in India is not so recognized. It is again one of the taboo which the trainers have got. So self doubt आया था जब मैंने एक साल काम किया as a trainer, तब मुझे लगा कि एक अच्छा खासा business नहीं बन रहा है. तो मैंने एक आया था कि should I go back to corporate again? That was my thought. However, now since as I said that I have always been a performer, मैं कोई भी फील्ड में जाता हूँ I make sure that I find my way out, and वही मैंने किया. I really worked hard and understand the business, and फिर वो टाइम पे I started doing lot of client acquisition. I started meeting lot of clients. I started meeting lot of omni channels, where omni channels are online channels where they can promote digitally my business. So that point of time, from table tennis I took other sports also, like badminton, football, swimming and other sports under my umbrella of Kunal Dre Sports Academy. And that's how it all started. That's how I started. Now at this point of time I've got 25 trainers plus under my umbrella. Yeah.
So what was like losing your job in pandemic? Like personally, on personal level?
On personal level, it was having a family. It really shook me. वो टाइम पे मुझे ऐसे लगा कि savings are so important in life.
So did you have any savings?
Sorry?
You had any savings?
I had a decent savings.
Okay.
I had a decent saving where I could survive little bit. At that point of time, my wife even, she was jobless. We were jobless for 3 years, me and my wife. So in those 3 years, my savings only helped me out, And obviously, you get into a depression, you get into other bad habits like you start smoking, you start drinking. I was into corporate world, having parties, having late night events and all. Yes, that was been a part of it. But yes, साइमल्टेनियसली खुद का ध्यान रखना was also very important. You know, again, you get a family support. My wife supported me, my father, my mom, my daughter was there with me. And it was a major throwback, but I took it very positively. And वही था कि इसमें से बाहर कैसे निकले.
सबसे ज़्यादा किसने सपोर्ट किया आपको? फ्रेंड्स, फैमिली, बोथ?
Friends were there, yes. Friends
Childhood
were there,
friends.
yeah, childhood friends.
Childhood.
जैसे आपके इतने साल के फ्रेंड्स हैं, वैसे मेरे भी 4 फ्रेंड्स हैं, जो हम लोग 4 लोग हैं. We are like friends from like 35 years of friendship is still there. Obviously उन लोग का भी help था financially, you know. Wife का help था. Wife was there mentally, financially to support you. Friends are there, you know, where some things you cannot talk with your family. The friends are there, you can talk to them, and they are there to as a, you know, back support. Yeah, चलो कुणाल कुछ भी हो, we are there to help you.
तो कितने लोगों ने आपको सीरियसली नहीं लिया जब आपने बोला कि मेरे को स्पोर्ट्स करियर में जाना है?
कोई भी नहीं.
किसी ने नहीं लिया. सबने पागल समझा आपको?
हाँ, ऑब्वियसली, क्योंकि 20 साल कभी सीरियस खेलना हुआ नहीं, कैजुअल खेलना हुआ. जैसे मैंने बताया आपको, फिटनेस के लिए कभी कभार खेलना होता था. तो वही एक एप्रीहेंशन था कि कुणाल कर पाएगा. व्हाट इज ही डूइंग? इज ही गेटिंग इनटू स्पोर्ट्स? जो इतने साल में कभी स्पोर्ट्स में किया नहीं, क्योंकि आई वॉज मोर इन टू कॉर्पोरेट. आई टोल्ड यू नो दैट, यू नो, बाहर ट्रैवलिंग करना, वर्क ट्रैवल्स होना,
वर्क प्रेशर ज़्यादा होता है.
वर्क प्रेशर इतना होता है, पूरा टाइम लैपटॉप में रहना, यू नो. द मोस्ट सरप्राइजिंग वाज फॉर माय डॉटर, यू नो, बिकॉज शी हैज नेवर सीन मी प्ले, you know. So you're like, Dad, you and sport, what is it? But however, you know, as I said, that I was little confident when I started. Then it was more of confidence that took me from back to here.
And believe in yourself.
Absolutely.
That's
Believing
what seekers do.
Believing is very important. I personally believe that, you know, your confidence, believe in yourself, believe in your passion, and then move on.
So आपके कोई mentor थे आपके early career में?
Careers mein, my father has always been a mentor for me, you know. I mean, you know, he has always helped me out, you know, whatever issues I had, you know. I used
Even
to
in
speak
the
to him.
sports career also?
Sports career mein, that time he was not so active. He was on bed. He was ill basically. So there was no mentor to tell me that why to get into sports and why not to get into other business.
But आपकी help किसने करी आप establish करने में?
नहीं, मैं अकेला था.
Nobody?
Nobody was there. Nobody was there. My friends were there as a trainer. They were there, you know, to show me a way out. However, how to take it to a different level, it was totally my call and totally my corporate experience, which took me from you know, being a trainer and now getting into, you know, leading the business.
तो कॉर्पोरेट में से किसी ने आपकी हेल्प नहीं करी जो आपके पुराने कॉर्पोरेट फ्रेंड्स थे, कलीग्स?
Corporates में क्या होता है, sir? I'll tell you honestly that, you know, till the time you're working.
हाँ, it's very professional.
It's very professional.
Yeah.
Till the time you're working. Your corporate your team is there. You know, till the time you're working. Once you're out of job, you're nowhere. You know,
Out of job,
out of sight, out of job. You know, then no one knows you.
No one knows.
फिर once in a blue moon they give you a call. You know, अरे कुणाल मेरे को ये चीज याद आई थी. So
when you become big.
not big, you know, you can say कभी कभार वो एक इमोशंस याद आते हैं. You know, we have spent such a beautiful time.
लंच साथ में किया था, ट्रैवल साथ में किया था.
Correct.
So talking about your bad habits, तब उस टाइम पे आप जब बैड हैबिट्स में थे, you were in what, smoking, drinking,
right.
तो उस टाइम पे आपको ऐसा लगा कि am I wasting my life? I shouldn't do this. I'm in sports and all. ऐसा कुछ
Absolutely. Bad habits started when I started working for corporates. So it's not during the pandemic, to be honest with you. You know, when you get into corporates, to get into that group of people, you know, of corporates, you know, it's ऐसे था कि अरे यार, you're not smoking, you're not drinking, why don't you try? You know, so you get into those
peer pressure. Sort of peer pressure.
Absolutely. You want to get into that zone, you want to get into it. If you don't smoke, if you don't drink, you're out of the business.
Yeah.
You know, so to get into that zone, to get into that, आज breaks में people go for a smoke for it. You know, एक चाय सुट्टा break रहता है. You know, if you are not a part of that sutta break, that means you are out of sight. You know, so corporate world is, yes, it is weird, but you know, it also teaches you a lot of good things as well. So yes, I started from there, you know, and during I start off my training, you know, when I started playing as a trainer, at that point of time I've understood, yes, that's a waste of money, waste of energy, waste of time, and waste of, you know, you're kind of ruining your health. तो वो
And
टाइम
sports में तो बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है.
absolutely stamina, energy is very much required, and I cannot be a model if I start smoking in front of my students
Yeah.
or even in front of my trainers. So you know, I quit, and then you know, I very rarely I do it, and yeah, it's giving me a good health now.
So from a state level player to structured business, पैशन कैसे बदला आपका अचानक से? As you mentioned earlier कि आपको बचपन से स्पोर्ट्स का शौक था.
Right.
Then what was the that point in your life कि आपने सोचा कि अब कॉर्पोरेट में नहीं रहना, मुझको ये करना है?
So there was one fine day, you know, I worked for 36 hours. Okay.
6 hours.
36 hours I was working at one stretch.
1.5 day almost.
Yeah, correct. And a boss from Delhi, okay, it was a business time, it was a Diwali time. And let me tell you, Diwali, you know, weekends is like a business time for us. Okay, so you have to really slog and work hard. It was a Diwali time. I was working for 36 hours. So आज अगर मैं सुबह काम पे आया and next day दोपहर को, you know, like in the afternoon, and I was coming home, a boss calls up from Delhi and he asked me, Kunal, what are you doing? Where are you right now? So I told him that, you know, I've just come home. He was like, but are you crazy? It's a Diwali time and what are you doing at home?
दिवाली.
So I was like, sir, I have worked for 36 hours and I'm going back home. He said, nothing doing, dude. You're going back to work. And that was something that hit me very hard, that this is not human. You know, after working for 36 hours and my boss still calls me up and tell me that you have to go back to work, that point of time I thought, this is not done. This is not correct. And that was something that I thought, I don't want to go back to corporate. The next day I just put down my resignation and I said I'll move on in life.
Next day itself.
The following day.
Wow.
The following day I put down my resignation. I had a word with my wife that this is how it is. It's not human. I kind of drafted a big email to the HR mentioning the whole story, and I moved on.
So to be a seeker, you need to make decisions very fast. Do you agree with this?
Absolutely, absolutely. See, at times, you know, as I said, you have to believe yourself. I had nothing in my hand when I thought of, you know, giving resignation. But I believed myself, yes, I can do it, you know. I'm a well-educated guy, you know. I've got a good experience in corporate. You know, I believe in myself. I had confidence that I can move on in life. ये job
ये किया तो ये भी कर सकता है.
Absolutely, absolutely. जिन्होंने कभी 10 साल में रैकेट नहीं पकड़ा, he's become a trainer right now and he's kind of leading a sports academy. So that was it. It's just because of my passion, it's because of my self-confidence that took me here.
Okay, so how was it like without business degree you got into this?
See, business never gives you any degree. Business can only gives you an experience.
No, okay. But MBA or BBA?
No. I've never been. I'm a graduate guy. Okay.
Graduation?
Yeah. Regular graduation, commerce graduation.
Achha, okay.
Yeah.
Commerce. We too are also from commerce.
Yeah, it's a commerce graduation, and my experience took me here. As I said, at a very early age, I started working to help my family, and 20 साल का experience जो था, you know, as I said, I worked as a sales executive, and I ended up my career with an operation manager. So in that point of time, you are a part of a marketing. As an operation manager, you are part of a marketing. In your KRAs, you are the person who generates revenue to the company. Okay. So that was a big thing for me, you know, generating revenue to the company. When I can generate revenue to the company, why can I generate revenue for myself?
Yeah.
You know.
You have got that skill.
I had got that skill. I know how to market myself, I know how to sell myself in the market. And that's how, you know, I started my business. As I said, I started as a trainer, and now I'm trying to market my brand. getting an exposure for my brand, you know, doing a lot of collaborations with other brands, and yeah, and getting my trainers busy. You know, the more they are busy, the more they are generating revenue for the company.
तो अभी आपका ऑटो पायलट पर ही चलता है बिल्कुल.
इसलिए आज मैं यहाँ पे हूँ. मेरा ट्रेनर्स वहाँ पे काम कर रहे हैं.
Sunday, that's why you are here.
Trainers has no day, sir. When you have an off, I'll be working that time. You know, because you have an off, so you are thinking of playing. You are thinking of getting trained. So my trainers are working at that point of time when you have an off.
Okay.
You know, so as my trainers are working and I'm here doing podcast with you.
So you trust them also. Very
Absolutely. And I also do a micromanagement. It's not that you give a 100% leeway to your trainers. Okay. So, you know, at times you have to go and see how the training is happening. You have to see how the students are playing, you know, giving them feedbacks, giving them reviews. So it's not only training, we are also doing tournaments. You know, we are doing certifications for our kids. You know, we are giving them a platform where they can start performing. You know, they can perform in their school, in inter-school competition. We give them a platform where they can perform in their district level, you know, on state level. You know, so even this exposure we have to give to our students. So right at this time, you know, when you want to kind of do business, it's not only training. You also have to get something on the table. So what we give them on table is the exposure of tournaments, the exposure of certifications, the exposure of from your beginner level to intermediate level to a advanced level. You know, you have to give them so that, you know, you can get more clients.
So TT टेबल टेनिस खेलने से आपने क्या वो वैल्यू सीखी जो अभी अप्लाई करते हो अपने बिजनेस में?
See, table tennis is one of the fastest game.
फास्ट. हाँ.
You know, in a fraction of a second, you have to start taking decision that whether you have to play a forehand or whether you have to play a backhand, whether you have to attack or whether you have to defense. In a fraction of a second. And eyeball coordination when you are playing a table tennis. Racket sport is something which will help a kid to concentrate more in your studies, in all the aspects of life.
Because में बहुत फोकस लगता है.
बहुत फोकस लगता है, बहुत फोकस लगता है सर. You know, table tennis focus है. It's one of the fastest game where you have to move also. भले वो टेबल छोटा लगता है, पर वहाँ पे there is lot of movements. If you see the international table tennis, and in Indian table tennis is also grown up drastically. You know, so there's a lot of movement, lot of agility, lot of concentration is required, and that has something which has you know, taught me that you have to be lot of focused in all the aspects of life.
So you have 25 coaches under you, correct?
Yes, yes.
And 1,000 students.
Yes,
Almost
at the
1,000.
moment, yeah.
हाँ. So what is that discipline thing you teach them? कि ऐसे you have to be disciplined, but how you teach them?
See, basically, from the students or a trainer, the one thing is to make sure that 1 hour of training, if you're doing it with me, you know, that 1 hour you have to totally dedicate to me. Listen to the trainer, what he's saying.
So that's basically rule number 0.
Rule number 0. There is no other rule. Is that 1 hour you have to totally dedicate to a trainer. You know, you have to listen to him. You have to be a very good listener. You know, whatever he tells you. That is very important in a training industry. You know, and the kids also kind of, you know, understands. You know, I've got a kid starts from 5 years to 75 years of students also I've got. I'm very happy with the veterans where at the age of 60, I just got a call last night, a 70-year-old veteran wanted to learn table tennis. And I was so happy to know that he's telling me, sir, I don't know how to play. Will you teach me? I'm a retired person. He's a retired army. Yeah. He's a retired army man. He wants to.
डिसिप्लिन तो उनका कभी जा ही नहीं सकता है. इधर
उल्टा उनसे सीखना
पड़ता है. अभी भी मतलब आप फिर उनको ट्रेनिंग देते हो, उनसे काफी चीजें सीखो.
No, अभी मुझे just कल कॉल आया था. You know that he wants to learn. He wants to be a part of my academy. He wants to be a part of my training, and is always welcome. So yes, discipline is
So
always.
you think we should never stop learning?
सर अगर 70 साल का आदमी अगर मुझे कॉल कर रहा है मुझे टेबल टेनिस सीखना है तो इट्स अ बिग लेसन फॉर अस. सो लर्निंग कैन नेवर स्टॉप सर. You know, learning is till your deathbed you are still learning. But it's again your approach. You know, your approach has to be very. I can learn from a small kid to a 70-year-old guy also. अभी मैं आपको बताता हूँ. You know, अभी जैसे you know when I started growing in my industry, I wanted to also be digitally smart. Correct. So one of my neighbor who is 11-year-old, you know, he was trying to post a video on Instagram, and he was trying to make a video also, which I had zero knowledge about it. So one fine day he was sitting with me, and I would just ask him, you know, what are you doing? Like, you know, I'm making a video, and I was so surprised that a guy who is doing a video and I don't know how to do it. और अभी आज के तारीख में, you know, what I do, I make my own table training videos and I post it. You know.
But you don't have any marketing team for now.
No. It's solely I only do it. There is no marketing team for me.
So you learned that from him.
Absolutely. So I make my own training videos. I post it on Instagram. I post it on Facebook. On digitally, I'm active. I would say I'm digitally active because of that guy. You know, a 10-year-old guy who taught me how to post.
तो आपने आप स्टूडेंट से कुछ सीखते हो? आप उनको
बहुत सारा सीखना है स्टूडेंट से. How to be active.
They are very active.
Very active. Very active. You know. ट्रेनिंग इंडस्ट्री में सर हम लोग हर रोज सीखते हैं, हर मोमेंट सीखते हैं. आज मेरे पास इतने बच्चे हैं, यू नो, हाउ दे टॉक, हाउ दे, यू नो, पहले का ज़माना ऐसा था जो ट्रेनर बोलेंगे वो करना था, जो हमारा सर बोले, व्हाटएवर योर सर टेल्स यू यू हैव टू लिसन. बट नो, एट टुडेज जेनजीज और व्हाटएवर, you know, alpha, beta, whatever you could name it them, you know, they give you back. You know, if they think it's not correct, they give you back. They tell you, sir, no, this is incorrect. वो time पे whatever trainers tells you, that is everything was correct. But ये time पे ऐसा ये this new generation, they give you back on your face.
वो तो सही कह रहे हो आप. मेरी भी एक छोटी बहन है, वो भी मुझे गाइड करती रहती है, ये वीडियो अच्छा नहीं है आपका, थोड़ा और बेटर करो इसको. मतलब कैसे करूँ तू बता दे आके.
Yeah, absolutely. And you should take it positive. You know, I take things very positive. I'm a very content guy. I'm very happy with what I'm doing right now. You know, and you know, I always tell all my colleagues, you know, my trainers and my friends and family, be content, be happy. You know, and then definitely, you know, he's there. He's always there to grace you.
So you believe in God?
Absolutely, I do believe in God. I started believing it more when I
was in your low phase.
Not on my low phase. See, low phase में believe होता है, high phase में भूल जाते हैं. You know, ऐसा भी है. You know, but I started believing it when you know when I got a daughter. You know, and then एक time था, you know, that she was not ill and all. You know, my wife is a strong believer, and because of that I started believing it more. You know, so थोड़ा सा वो एक है. You know, so I do believe in God. I do believe in karmas. I do believe, you know, you do right, you will get right.
So thank you सर यहाँ पे आने के लिए हमारे साथ. एक लास्ट मैसेज आप किस जो सीकर को देना चाहेंगे, मतलब जो कुछ ज़िंदगी में कुछ करना चाहता है, कि अगर आपके पास कनेक्शंस नहीं है, कैपिटल नहीं है, कुछ भी नहीं है, बट आपको अगर कुछ चाहिए लाइफ में, यू वांट टू बी अ सीकर, तो उसको क्या एक एडवाइस देना चाहोगे आप?
One advice I would like to give to all the young seekers, that, you know, believe in yourself, be confident, do lot of hard work, you know, believe in God, and achievement will be there, okay, but you have to believe yourself. That is very important, and I'm sure God will always grace you and will always help you on that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much
for trusting us.
Thank you.